Just taking some time to settle into your practice. You can sit, you can lie down, you can walk. Together as a community, we begin to rest back and wait for the breath. At first, we may not feel the breath, so we continue to wait. Waiting for the in-breath. And waiting for the out-breath. Eventually that feeling of breath comes. So we begin to follow the in-breath. And we follow the out-breath. We continue to wait. You will let the mind sense the breath. And the mind starts to feel together with the breath. As it feels the in-breath. As it feels the out-breath. And a settling begins deep within our being. Mind and breath are together. It's comforting to be with the breath. We begin to wait to feel the body breathing. Inside of the rib cage, receiving the in-breath. And releasing the out-breath. We just wait for the breath. We experience how the rib cage breathes. How the belly, side waist, and back breathe. No effort is required for this breath. If you wait, that in-breath will come. And that out-breath. The weight of the body begins to settle. Pelvis, legs, and feet rest. Shoulders, arms, and hands rest. Eyes and jaw. When we feel the weight of the body, we feel gravity. We breathe with that feeling of gravity. The mind senses its togetherness, gravity, and breath. Begin to notice that the mind can sense the feeling of space as it listens with the ears. Listens for sound and silence. Begins to feel that openness of the sky. Expansiveness of the horizon. The mind rests with the feeling of the open sky. The breath. And gravity. It remembers its togetherness. Great comfort comes with that feeling of togetherness. Our beings begin to relax. Mind, can you follow the in-breath? Can you follow the out-breath? I wish to be with the breath. Mind, can you rest with the feeling of gravity? The weight of the body here and now. And mind, can you sense that open sky? Feeling of the sunshine, clouds, and the water. How my heart longs to be together with these things. May I always remember them. Rest and breathe in this togetherness. And starting to come back to the breath, beginning to awaken the body. When you're ready, letting the eyes open. If you choose to, you can come up to sitting. Good. I want to focus our practice today on togetherness. When I look at mainly my teens and 20s and a little bit more in my 30s, not as much, even though I was with lots of friends, lots of family, had wonderful things going on in my life, if I was honest, even amongst all the friends and the beautiful things going on, there were many moments of feeling separate or lonely. There's many moments of feeling unhappy. So I could be with a bunch of people and I think, oh, I just want to be at home, resting, quiet. But even if I would go home, it still didn't mean that there was happiness and the feeling of that togetherness. It's more of a feeling of separateness. Not always, but if I'm honest and when I look back, it was there. And I didn't really understand it. I just knew it's kind of something was meh. And as I find I get more and more into this practice, especially with Thich Nhat Hanh's work, he to me helps us build this feeling of togetherness. The practices of that slow walking, so slow that you start to take in what is here. You start to listen and hear the birds because you have time. You're going so slow. And so you actually, when you start to hear them, you get to sense, oh, that's what space feels like. I can hear that bird way over there or way up there. And as you close your eyes, perhaps you sit on a beach and you just listen, you really get that sense of space. And as you give yourself more time in that feeling of listening and birds and space, you realize your togetherness with the birds. You are that feeling of space as you connect with them. You are that feeling of sky as you're with the sky. And such a simple thing, but doing that each and every day to have time to slow down and actually feel what is here, to feel the expansiveness of the sky, to feel that grounding of the earth. When you step onto it, you feel each footstep rather than just walking and thinking, not feeling the earth. The feeling is, can I feel that footstep? Then you realize I cannot take this footstep without the earth. And more we start to build that togetherness. I cannot do this life without you. I cannot take this walk without the earth. Otherwise, I would not be able to take this step. And the same is for the air and the wind and the sky. And so the practice keeps building this feeling of togetherness. And as I start to walk and sit more with the sky or the grass, the birds, that feeling of separation or loneliness starts to dissipate. And I feel, oh, I'm not alone. I'm together with the birds. They're here with me. We meet in that spaciousness of sound. I can sense them. We are together. And so that feeling of loneliness dissipates because I know it's not true. I am together with the sun. I can feel its sparkle and its joy as I take it in. I make time to be together with it. And then I start to feel happy just by feeling together with something so beautiful and essential to our lives. I feel happy. So in our practice, I want to make sure that we build that feeling of togetherness. So any feeling the mind starts to do of separation from things, feeling lonely, we remind it, I am not alone. And we give ourselves time to feel what is here, like the breath. Oh yeah, I forgot about the breath. And that's why we begin to follow the breath. Oh, I remember now the feeling of this beautiful, smooth thing moving through my body. Oh, I remember I am together with the breath. And so we begin that feeling of togetherness each and every day. We must build it because the mind will start to go into a separate state. So we must remind it each day. So today I want to continue our practice of intentionally building togetherness. Okay? When you're ready, going back into your meditation posture of choice. Just settling in once again, taking your time. And to know that there are others with you that are settling into their practice. We do not do this practice alone. We are together. And together we wait for the breath. And we wait for the out breath. Until the mind can feel the breath. We wait to feel that togetherness. Mind, please wait for the feeling of the in-breath. Wait for the feeling of the out-breath. I want to remember this feeling. And eventually the breath comes. We are building our togetherness of mind and breath. Mind, you are not alone. You are together with the breath. You may start to feel a peace that builds within your being as the mind understands it is not alone. Breathing in. Breathing out. And as we feel the breath, the weight of the body can be sensed. The weight of the arms and shoulders, hands. We let go of any holding in the abdominal area. We may feel the weight of the pelvis, legs and feet. And the mind understands the feeling of gravity. It can feel the weight of the body. It can feel the body breathing. And the mind remembers it is not alone. It is together with gravity and the weight of the body. They are together. You may start to feel a sense of calmness within your being as you rest in this togetherness. Perhaps even a sense of love as you feel this togetherness. Mind, can you sense for sound and silence across the horizon? And we wait. And we start to feel the horizon. We start to sense space. Through sound and silence. And the mind understands it is together with the open sky and space. And for no apparent reason, you may start to feel happy as you feel that togetherness with the sky and space. The mind is not alone. We are together. And a deep settling may be felt. As we rest in this togetherness. We may not have understood a practice of togetherness was possible. But now we do. And we start to know peace. We start to know a feeling of happiness and support. To the sky and the earth, I cannot do this life without you. We are one. To the breath and gravity, I cannot do this life without you. We are one. May I always be together with you. May I always remember you. And may we rest together. I am not alone. And moments of silence or peace may come as we settle in this togetherness. Rest in that peace. And it's okay if the mind starts to come back to thinking, feeling separate. It will likely happen in our practice. But we know now the practice of togetherness. We know now the mind can sense the breath. Feel together with the breath. Whenever the mind starts to feel separate and alone, agitated or unhappy, you have your practice of togetherness. May you rest in this feeling of oneness. And in your practice, if all that you hear is thinking, that's okay. It's okay if thinking is here. We can use our voice to remember, I cannot be here without the earth and the sky. I cannot do this life without them. And we begin to remember our togetherness. I cannot be here without the breath, gravity. So I remember the feeling of the breath by waiting. Waiting for the in-breath. Waiting for the out-breath. And the mind begins to remember. It senses the breath. And they are together. And for no apparent reason, you may smile when you feel this togetherness. The mind will need your help to remember its togetherness. Bring that kindness to whatever comes. No matter what comes, it's okay. But I remember my togetherness, for I cannot be here without the sky, the earth, the water, breath, gravity, body. May I remember my togetherness. May I remember peace. Starting to come back to the feeling of the breath. Beginning to awaken the body. Letting the eyes open. It's okay to do so coming up to sitting. Like you can unmute yourself and bring palms together. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.